Social Security cuts are three words that should never be mentioned. If you're on Social Security, you paid into a system that was promised to take care of you. So, why is there so much news and stuff in the media talking about a cut to Social Security? I'm going to give you all the details on that as the Republican Party between former President Trump, former Vice President Pence, Governor Ron DeSantis, and Kevin McCarthy. Why is there so much talk around Social Security cuts? Is there some truth to it? I'm going to get to the bottom of this, clear up all the confusion, as President Biden and the Democrats are now attacking Republicans again, saying that there's going to be Social Security cuts. But is that true? Are there really going to be Social Security cuts? I'm going to give you all the details, all the different articles sharing the exact reasoning why they may think there could be Social Security cuts. If there were Social Security cuts or reforms, what would that look like from the Republican perspective? As we're hearing from Democrats saying that there could be cuts to Social Security, but yet no proof saying what exactly is going to be cut and by how much. I'm going to play you a video clip from one Democrat accusing the Republicans about Social Security cuts, giving more details of why they think that may be the case. And if you're on Social Security, this may seem very confusing. I'm going to clear it all up, give you all the latest important details. When it comes to Social Security, cuts should never even be mentioned. If anything, there should be huge increases, huge monthly increases when it comes to Social Security payments by whether $100, $200, $400 more per month. That should be what we're talking about, how to reform Social Security, how to expand Social Security. Having a Social Security cut should be in nobody's vocabulary. But unfortunately, this is what we're talking about. This is what's in the media. So I'm going to give you all the details, let you know what's going on, show you the proof in the articles. First, let's start with this one. Social Security's back in the GOP's crosshairs. Here's an alternative to cuts. So many Republicans are saying that they want to fix Social Security, strengthen Social Security. So after some public outcry, the debt ceiling negotiators agreed not to touch Social Security this time. But now that the deal has been signed, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he's launching a commission to push uncomfortable cuts to this central pillar of our retirement system. So when it comes to Social Security, that's what is in reference here. And then we have former Vice President Mike Pence wants to talk about fixing Social Security. Will it doom him with 2024 voters? So the former vice president says entitlement costs, if not addressed, could crush the future of the American economy. So Social Security, Medicare, a few other programs like that are referred to as entitlement programs or entitlement costs. And it's been spoken about many times, not necessarily cutting from the vocabulary of the Republicans and GOP, but more strengthening, reforming, fixing, different vocabulary here. So basically, what was said here in a kickoff speech Wednesday that largely focused on things like his faith and his role on January 6th. Pence also took significant time to tell Iowans that if the growing entitlement program costs are not addressed, it could crush the future of the American economy and opportunities for our children. He has also declined to rule out politically unpopular options to solve the problem, like raising the retirement age and the blunt foray into the so-called third rail of American politics was notable because how scarce policy-focused discussion of the issue has been for the 2024 campaign trail so far. So when it comes to Social Security, it's a very touchy subject when it comes to all politicians, and it looks like there's more on it as well. So Social Security, Medicare reform fight shows divisions among Trump, DeSantis, and Pence. So as I just mentioned, former Vice President Mike Pence has set himself apart from the GOP primary field through his calls to reform Social Security and Medicare, and former President Donald Trump has roundly rejected any cuts to the two programs, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has said little about it on the campaign trail, and Pence slammed Trump and President Joe Biden for sharing the same policy of insolvency on entitlement reform. So we're hearing strengthening, reforming, but we're not hearing many details. So what Vice President former Vice President Mike Pence said is the biggest drivers of runaway spending are our New Deal and Great Society programs upon which Americans depend every day, Social Security and Medicare. As mentioned before, calling them entitlement programs, saying that it is hurting America's future children, which one could connect the dots, draw conclusions, saying that something needs to be done about it so that it's not so costly. Now, no one's actually saying cutting here, but I guess if you were to connect the dots, one could, I guess, make conclusions at that point. Then also, we have Kevin McCarthy, another Republican House Speaker here. Social Security cuts on the table as McCarthy assembles commission. So, what does this mean? So, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is working to assemble a commission to look at potential cuts in spending across the entire federal government, including on key social insurance programs such as Social Security and Medicare. So, after the big deal, the debt ceiling deal has been made, a commission is going to be assembled to look at all federal programs, not just Social Security and Medicare, but since those fall under a federal program, the entire federal government, those programs are going to be looked at very closely. Now, there's no saying that those programs are going to be cut, but you can see how in the media would want to sensationalize something like that, saying that we're going to look at all the federal programs and make some cuts. So he doesn't say specifically what it's going to be cut. More specifically, from Kevin McCarthy, what he said is the majority driver of the federal budget is mandatory spending. It comes from programs like Medicare, Social Security, and interest on the debt. So that's what he said. And he also said this: now we are focused on cutting. I'm going to make some people uncomfortable by saying that, but I'm not going to give up on the American people. I'm going to create a commission that will look at the entire budget to find cuts. Now you can see there, he wants to make cuts to the budget, not specifically saying Social Security or Medicare. So those are the exact words that we're finding here, right? So I share with you DeSantis, Trump, Pence, McCarthy, giving you the exact quotes of exactly what was said, right? So I'm all about the truth. I want to let you know exactly what's going on, clear up any confusion here. Excuse me. So no one saying specifically cutting Social Security. Now, with all that being said, President Biden, back on the attack, hits GOP for threatening Social Security, saying the White House has begun warning anew that Republicans are coming after those social insurance programs in what seems destined to be an oft-repeated line between now and November 2024, meaning elections. So now that elections are starting to get more serious, the presidential elections, campaign trail, all that, we're going to start to see a lot more accusations of cutting, despite the evidence that I showed you. So when it comes to what is going to happen in terms of cuts, excuse me, and why President Biden and the Democrats believe that there's going to be Social Security cuts, I want you to take a look from the Democrat perspective here of what Democrats believe is going to happen when it comes to Social Security cuts. Take a look at this video clip right here.
Recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. St. Louis and I rise today in defense of Social Security because Republicans are trying to take it away. Regular, everyday people in our country have long been promised that if you take a part of your paycheck and contribute to Social Security, you will be able to retire with grace and with dignity. You will have enough money to put food on the table, pay your bills, and keep the heat on in the winter. Nearly 65 million people rely on Social Security benefits, including 131,000 in my home state of Missouri. People with disabilities, retired workers, and their dependents are relying on a fully funded Social Security program. Instead of strengthening and protecting Social Security, extreme MAGA Republicans in D.C. want to end Social Security as we know it. And we're talking about taking away from folks who rely on these benefits, who rely on what this government allows. They want to be able to attack that. People who are already relying on Meals on Wheels, they rely on circuit breakers, they rely in ways that they shouldn't have because they've given their hearts and their souls to working for this country every single day for decades here in this country. They rely on a fully funded Social Security program that extreme MAGA Republicans want to end. They would rather protect gas stoves than protect retired workers or protect seniors. We cannot and we will not allow this to happen. We must ensure that life-saving social programs are here to stay. As Democrats, we are committed to strengthening Social Security. As Democrats, we are committed to strengthening Medicare, to strengthening the programs that everyday people in this country rely on. We will continue to fight back against any extreme MAGA Republicans' attempts to cut these life-saving benefits. We believe in saving lives, and we show up that way because we are the Democrats. Thank you, and I yield back.
What are your thoughts there? Was there enough evidence provided to show that Social Security is going to be cut, or that Medicare is going to be cut, or any of those social programs? What are your thoughts on the speech that was given on Congress floor there? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hopefully, if you appreciate how I shared with you all the facts, showed you all the article clips, the video clip, giving you a whole perspective here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for any more Social Security updates. If you appreciate how I got straight to the point, let you know the facts, not kind of, draw too many conclusions there, hit the like button if you appreciate this type of content. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
The one thing for the tip of the day, be glad what you have because I might not be there, because that if you really wanted something and now you don't like it, you have to take a chance what you had before, because I might not be there. So that's the last tip of the day that I wanted to give. Bye, it's Bella.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Again, if you like how I got straight to the point, gave you the facts, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm pumping out as much Social Security updates as possible, giving you real-time information and news. If that's something you want more of, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you can get updated anytime a new Social Security update comes out. And if you want to learn about the other side of Social Security, the increases, potential proposals, bills that are in Congress, hit this video link right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.